Hello and welcome to Connect, the weekly podcast of the California MBA, featuring one-on-one interviews with movers and shakers in the mortgage industry. I'm Susan Milazzo, CEO of the California MBA, and I'm very happy that you could join us today. Before I welcome today's guests, I'd like to thank our 2024 President's Council sponsors. Now, these are companies that provide a tremendous amount of financial support to the California MBA, in large part so that we can continue to be the strong voice for the California real estate market before the California State Legislature and our regulators. So please join me in thanking our 2024 President's Council sponsors. And those companies are AmeriHome, Arch MI, CMG Financial, Consolidated Analytics, Funding Shield, Guild Mortgage, and Western Alliance Bank. Thank you all so much for your support this year. We greatly appreciate it. And with that, I'd like to welcome today's guest, Ken Perry, who is President and CEO of the Knowledge Coop. Ken, welcome.
Thank you. It's so good to be on here. And it's funny hearing you list those names. I love all those companies. So very cool.
Right? I know, they're great. Such great supporters of our organization. I'm so grateful. So we've known each other for a long time, but I always like to start out finding out how people got into the mortgage business. So why don't you share with our listeners your journey into the mortgage industry?
Wow. So like 90% of mortgage people, I was a bartender and I had a degree in speech communication and I didn't want to bag groceries. So I attended bar, and then a buddy of mine worked for a title company in Pleasanton, California. And he said, "Hey, would you want a job?" And I said, "I'm not really interested in that." And my wife was like, "Maybe you should." So I took an interview and became a loan officer back in 1998, September.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody kind of falls
crazy.
in. Nobody intentionally goes in the mortgage industry.
No, I know, except maybe our kids, like the next generation. I don't know. My
Yeah.
mom told me I should apply
No,
for a job here, and this is
yeah.
where I'm going to do it. Maybe
That's
so.
still not intentional. That's my
No,
mom
that's
said
true.
that if I wanted to stay in the basement, I needed to start working. So yeah.
So, I love a good entrepreneurial story. So I'd love to
Mm.
hear about you starting the Knowledge Coop.
It's funny. So in 2003, I had been an account executive for a lender. I had been a loan officer, and I had been a trainer for a mortgage company. And I really loved training. We rolled out branches all over the United States for a large mortgage company out of Pleasanton. And in '03, when I had left that training job, and actually, funny story, we moved up to the Northwest. And because technology was what it was back in 2000, there was no way for me to work out of an office or connect to the server. So you had to work in a place that physically connected to the server. There was no wireless. And so I couldn't keep that job when I moved up to the Northwest. So I came up here and started working as a wholesale lender rep for 3 years. And then I couldn't, in '03, I couldn't keep watching as people were not successful, didn't know how to be successful. There was no training on how to be successful as a mortgage originator. And I was just watching him do it wrong. And I was like, somebody needs to teach people how to do it right, which is my passion. So I started this with my mother-in-law actually came to work for me a few months after I started, but the whole goal was just to train people on how to do loans. So it was just how do you read an appraisal, how to read a title report, a credit report. And it was, I was a very high producing loan officer. And so I knew how to do it. I just have more fun telling people how than doing it myself.
Right? Well, it's just a great story. And I love that, you saw a need, you filled it, you started the company, and here we are, 20 years later, and you're going strong. So that's fantastic. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, we had our baby on our second baby. We have three kids, and our second was born the day after I started the company. So
Oh
I can
my,
always tell how old my company is by looking at her. So my company can drink now, which is weird.
right. Exactly. So, Ken, as we emerge into what we are hoping is a stronger origination market in 2025, can you share with our listeners how your company will be supporting lenders to be successful in the new year?
Yeah, we are always looking at what's coming. As an entrepreneur, you have to keep your eyes on what's happening now, but also what's going to happen in the future. So we obviously noticed that, there were mass layoffs over the last few years. And we thought we'd prep for growth. And so we built over 100 hours of training on how to do loans. And we've rolled those out this year. So trying to get everybody that baseline knowledge level and then, increase knowledge. We just partnered with Building Champions to provide coaching through them inside of our platform. So we're always looking at how do we help people succeed at the highest level and to do it ethically and the right way. So we focus a lot on we do all of the production-based stuff, but we also do a lot of the compliance-based stuff. Like, what does right look like? And so we're always looking ahead, going, what are the biggest risks in the industry? How do we help our clients mitigate those risks? And then with our technology, we're rolling out a brand new version of our tech, which is our technology is the intranet of mortgage companies all over the country. And so we're rolling out a new version of that that's just going to be amazing. And I just got to see a little bit of it today. So it's really exciting what we're doing to help the industry.
That's exciting. That's exciting. And good that you are making sure that loan officers have the information on how to do it compliantly. Make sure that they have good skills, but they are following all of the rules. So you've kind of started down this path, but I'd love to have you talk with us about what's in store for the Knowledge Coop in 2025.
Man, everything's AI for us right now. So obviously, everything we've done and have available to people is still our core business, but the AI piece has really taken off. So we initially rolled out AI for searching guidelines. So we basically trained Coop AI on Fannie, Freddie, FHA, USDA, VA. Our next thing is now to add investors so that you can ask it and have a conversation with our AI about what loans you can and can't do, get all of that information, and then actually next week, since this is airing this week, next week we're rolling out our new version of AI where you can now upload everything that your company has and train it on those things inside of our platform. So for our company, we're going to drop our medical insurance information in there. So you could just ask in there, hey, with our medical insurance, any question you want, well, you'll be able to train it inside of the Coop on that document. And we can do that with everything from licensing laws and rules to everything that your company needs to know. And then you can just have a conversation with your company's AI tool inside the Knowledge Coop. So that's a big part of what we're doing next year is there's no limit to how much we can train our tool on, and then just make life easier for people to find information and really end stupid questions. There is such a thing. They're not all stupid, but sometimes you're like, I've answered this 30 times for you.
Yeah, we're polite and we say there isn't, but there actually are.
Oh, so, totally.
Great.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. Actually leads me to my next question, because that is just the hottest topic in the industry, right? Is AI, but not practical use, but also from a legislative perspective, we're going to anticipate seeing a lot of legislation on AI in 2025. But what are your thoughts just on the use of AI in general in the industry? Seems like it's just emerging in every aspect of what we do.
Yeah, it is. And it's one of the reasons I signed up for the California, the legal issues and compliance conference this year. I went to that for the first time 2 years ago, and now I can't stop. It's such a great session. You guys have a session. It's such a great conference, and you have a session on AI there. AI concerns me, deeply. My wife just asked me, she said, if you can make AI go away, even though it's part of what we do for a living, would you make AI never have been created? And I said, absolutely. Like, I think that there's dangers in AI. And I think that we're not responsible enough sometimes to do it right. And so I see AI in the industry. I see the ones that are handling financial information, the ones that are doing more of, I guess, the riskier behaviors, like reaching out to consumers. I think that's a big area of focus for us. And that's what the legislators are scared of. I have a conversation with an AI bot that wants me to go to a seminar. And I'm like, I don't want to go to your seminar. Please take me off your list. And it's like, but you should go to our seminar. And it was just back and forth. And I'm like, look, you're violating the do not call laws at this point. And now you actually owe me a bunch of money. And it's like, well, you could talk to us about it at our seminar. And it's like the AI doesn't know yet if we don't control it. So it's taking all of the laws that exist and going, which ones actually will we need to focus on to do this right? And so as AI models come out, you have to look at them and go, is this a compliance company? Is it a company that has a compliance department? Or is this just we can increase your sales company? And if that's the case, how did they vet their compliance tool? Because there's so much risk. I mean, one AI bot can completely take down a company just by delivering, over and over the wrong or abusive type of communication. So it's something everybody should pay attention to. We're always focused on risk. So as exciting as it is, it's also something people should definitely pay attention to. And it, like everything else, it should run through a committee at your company that includes a compliance person. Compliance people should have a seat at every single table when decisions are being made. And I think this, more than anything else, I think this is the most important thing we've needed compliance people to address.
That's a really good point. And it'll be a very exciting next, I think, 5 years in the mortgage industry to see where all of this takes us.
5 months.
5 months, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
just by summertime, right?
Yeah. It's so fast.
Well, Ken, thank you so much for being on Connect. And Knowledge Coop recently became a member of California MBA. Thank you so much for your support through membership. We
Absolutely.
really appreciate it. I'd love to have you share with our listeners why you choose to support the California MBA.
Great question. I've taken from the California MBA for a long time. I get your information. I've gone to your conferences. I'm friends with a lot of people down there. Our clients, we have so many clients in California, and so at some point we just went, why are we not members of the MBA? We're members of other states, but this is like it's one of our biggest penetration as far as the Knowledge Coop goes. And you do so much. And when I've gone down there and listened to your connection with your legislators, how much lobbying is being done, how much in the know you are. I mean, it's a no-brainer for us to be part of it. And also, growing up in the East Bay in California, it always gives me a chance to go visit different people down there and maybe go to some of the meetings that I haven't gone to before. So I'm pretty excited about being involved in it. And also, I love being on committees. It sounds really crazy, but I love being at the table. I love lobbying. I love anything I can do to help this industry get better and help this industry protect itself from both bad actors inside as well as bad actors trying to do things to the industry. And so I'd love to participate in those things to help the industry get better.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in just a couple of weeks at our Legal Issues and Reg Compliance Conference.
I will be there. I will be there. I'm bringing my daughter down. We're going to Disneyland. We do our daddy-daughter guilt trips every year based on that
I
conference.
love it.
So, yeah.
I love it. That's fantastic. Well, Ken, thank you so much for being on Connect. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks to all of you for joining us today. To access any of our past episodes, you can follow us on our YouTube channel. We're also available on SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. That's it for this week, and we'll see you next time on Connect.